Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. I'm SamuraiT-X and I'm Salty, along with the birds. And when we last left off, we continued on with Will Powers' testimony, and he said, well, that the bellboy was suspicious and he was offered large sums of cash, or a large roll of cash, which it was believable. So looks like he was receiving payment from Mountain Guard, which is technically true because we know that Shelley the killer was the bellboy, and killed Mr. Corridor. We all know that, but we have to play it like we don't know, and we have to swing it around and whatnot just to play the long game, basically. So we did present Will Powers about the bear figurine, and now we have to come to this predicament where a penalty system is about to happen. So let's continue.
Oh? Well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
I guess we're gonna ask about the bear itself for now. First, we're gonna ask about the bear itself anyway. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh.
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say here. It is not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion.
Smack. Well, why? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Phew. Disaster averted at it look. I'm just gonna shake my head because I have something to say with my smug expression. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion.
Flashback time.
The killer and Ungard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Ungard's mansion as his butler.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to Ungard mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had him do so. I assume it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much! Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else.
What would you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to...
I plan to expose clearly shaky place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
Well, what? There is still another one?
Table smash. There is indeed, Your Honor, and it is quite a questionable point. Oh, wait. I already read that part. Well, we did say the bear itself, right? Now the person who received the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear. Flashback time. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Huh? Wait, why did you suddenly shout and now you're silent, Mr. Powers? Why? I'm starting to think that too.
Well, what is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remembered who took the bear.
What? Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm. But, the arm. It was the nickel samurai's arm.
I swear it.
You've got to be kidding!
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Sorry about raising my voice there. Smack, smack, smack.
Order! Order!
I had to raise my voice there because Phoenix was technically shouting.
It looks like you've dug your own grave, yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count.
So, the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And, as we all know, Man of God is the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer.
Smack.
I think I've heard enough. I've heard enough. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Man on Guard.
Oh dear. Well, that is true actually, but we're gonna have to counter it somehow. Because we can't let this end now. We have to prolong the game.
I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? Well, we heard the verdict now. It's game over because we got to prolong the trial so that Gumshoe and the police can find Myers. So we're gonna have to raise an objection here.
I would now announce my
There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is that one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is a client of the assassin. Reason number one, he has accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, table smash. It's possible this is all work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is possible for a different person is the killer's real client. Smack.
The real client?
Yes.
Is that all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the real client of the killer and therefore the real murderer?
Do we have to do this? Well, Phoenix said it's a dirty trick, and it really is, considering that we know the truth, but we have to prolong the trial. And we only have one choice in this matter of speaking. And that one choice is this woman, who looks like Samus, obviously, so we're going to pick Adrian Andrews, because she's the only one, you know, that is the dirty trick right now, and we got to get her out here right now so that we can prolong the trial a bit longer. It's a dirty trick, but we're going to have to go with it. Take that!
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt on Guard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
Then the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have been very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. On Guard?
If you'll please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figure at the Mr. On Guard's mansion?
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic, besides which there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell God did it.
I can't believe the defense would go as far to pin it on guilt onto someone else.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's murder of all things.
This is all to save Maya. This is all to save Maya. This is all to save Maya.
Yeah, the world's against you, man.
Even if the whole world turns against me.
This is one fight I can't give up on. Ah, man, I really hate the fact that the crowd's against us, man. We're doing this dirty. We're doing this so dirty now. It is obvious that On Guard did it, but we have to prolong the trial, man. I hope that the audience can understand later on, because, man, this is very important to us that we continue this trial.
Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game.
Is what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory.
Huh?
Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away.
Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess because I am hungry. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Man, this is really tense.
March 23rd, 11:54 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3.
Excuse me, I'll be back. I've got to take a phone call. So, yes, I'll be right back. Sorry about this, guys. And I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. Needed to take an important phone call. Can't really decline those, so let's go.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? Well, I never thought in your desperation you tried to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick.
Propose? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly carried her away.
A really strong power? Get a clue, Phoenix! You know who the stronger power is here. Hello? Idiot. The ominous ringtone, which is catchy, but we're not going to hear it because we need to take the phone call. And besides, I'm going to get copyright if I let this continue because some idiots always tend to claim copyright, and it's not Capcom that's doing it. It's somebody else. I don't know who they are, but it's a nobody I've never heard of, so I'm ignoring it.
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Yeah, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but...
What? We don't have any more time.
If we had just one, even a single clue, that would really be helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep this trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. But Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away? Oh, for Christ's sake, Phoenix! Who else would do it? Oh, sometimes he annoys me when he does this little questions and whatnot. Phoenix, you've been around Maya for long enough to know this. You don't really need to say a spiritual power or this or sister and stuff like that. Like, sometimes you act stupid for the sake of it. I don't get it. You should know it's Maya that's doing this, Phoenix. She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I could see a circus tent outside the room about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal. The very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within 300 feet radius of that main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map.
About a 300 feet radius from the main tent.
Hey!
And I could see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so.
I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry! Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer.
Yeah, we do.
March 23rd, 12:05 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Alright, let's do this. Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand.
Hello, Samus.
Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Of course I have.
You have seen it before?
That's right. It's only natural the word that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets?
Alright. Why? Why does she... Alright. Testimony time. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Very clever, this bear. Anyway.
So, this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes. I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. And we are going to call it a video right here. So, when we come back, folks, if I can press start, thank you. When we come back, folks, we'll play more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Until then,
thank you guys for watching.
Myself, Snake, and the birds shall see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.